Sir,
So
it was
as I
very
was saying,
easy. I got the answer.
no, it's not about the answer so much as the process that takes us to the answer. So if you got it, good, nice for you. But I'd just like to go over some of the basic idea over here. Okay. So this is the question number 18 from the exemplar problem for class 6 in mathematics. And the question simply is q upon 3. Just a moment, I'm just pulling it up in my phone. Q upon 2 is equal to 3 has a solution. Okay, so basically they are saying q divided by 3 is equal to 2. And what is the solution to this? Okay, and there are some options given. Let me also put down the options. A, B, C, and D.
I thought that Q was a 9 and I was wondering why I didn't look properly.
Is that why you got confused?
Yes, sir. I got confused because I thought it was 9.
Okay,
So
okay.
the question.
So just bad printing by the book people. Okay, now you got the answer to this?
Yes, sir. I already got the answer.
No, not Mudit. I was asking
Panna.
Tanvi.
Sabit now.
But anyway, just
Yeah.
just listen to me. See, logically speaking, you can easily answer this question. What is it saying? It says that some number q, we don't know what, divided by 3 is equal to 2. Okay, so you just think about what numbers could be there which when divided by 3 will give you 2. Okay, and very quickly, if you have that kind of an a sort of facility with numbers, you can see that the answer is 6. You can either get it that way, or you can substituting. There are only 4 choice given over here, right? So 8 by 3 is not 2, 3 by 3 is 1, 2 by 3 is definitely not 2, 6 by 3 is 2. So you got the answer. Okay, but I'd like to show you how the mind actually worked to figure it out. Algebra comes from the way we think. Okay, only thing is, when it's put formally, it looks a little complicated, but it is good to understand how it works. So basically what I want is this. First thing is, this kind of an statement in mathematics is what we call an equation. Okay, remember this word. Okay, so we'll come across this word again and again in algebra particularly. So what is an equation? An equation basically says that there are two sides separated by an equal to, and the one on the left is what we typically called the left hand side. Okay, and an equation just makes the statement that the left hand side and the right hand side are the same.
Equals as the same.
Right? The LHS and the RHS are the same. That is a basic assumption about an equation that we need to keep in mind when we are working with algebra. Okay, and that's a truth. It's a truth in mathematics, and you can't change that truth. That is the basis by which we are working. So now what we have to do is, I want to know the equation in this form. I want the answer like this: q is equal to something. Okay, I don't want this q by 3 is equal to something, which means I need to get rid of the 3 over here. Okay, but I just said that in an equation, the LHS and the RHS have to be exactly the same. So I can't just remove the 3 over here and drop it somewhere else. Okay, so I have to follow mathematical logic to make q is equal to something. So how do I do that? So I know I need to get rid of q. So q divided by 3 is equal to 2. This is the statement I have. So what I can do is I can multiply this side by 3. Why is that? Because I make use of the identity function. That is, 3 divided by 3 will be equal to 1. Okay, so that leaves q on this side of the equation. But then by multiplying 3 on this side, I have made this equation into an inequality. Okay, now the LHS is not equal to the RHS. and that's not allowed in mathematics. Okay, so it's not an equation anymore, it's something we call as an inequality. Okay, and that's not allowed. So what should I do? I multiplied the LHS by 3. So in order to make this as an equation, I should also multiply the RHS by 3. And when I do that, remember, this is mathematics. If I multiplied one side by 3 and the other side also by 3, and those sides were to begin with equal, then now the LHS and RHS are equal again. So now I have restored it back to an equation status. All right. So now it has again become a happy equation. Very good. I have done that. But now what has happened is I have ended up with extra numbers over here, but that's not a problem. 3 divided by 3 is equal to 1. So that's not an issue. And 2 multiplied by 3 is very easy. So what happens to this now is I have got q multiplied by 1 over here, and I have got 2 multiplied by 3, which is 6. And q multiplied by 1 is just q. Even though I don't know what exactly q is, I know mathematically any number multiplied by 1 is equal to the same number. And there the answer pops out, q is equal to 6. So that's how you show the working in terms of algebra. And if you solve this question, basically what you did is exactly the same thing. But then to put what is there in your mind on paper, that is the challenge of algebra. And you might say that why do something so complicated to solve a simple problem? I just substitute a, b, c, d in the equation, a one by one, and the answer will come out. But the thing is, at this stage, you may say that all these steps are unnecessary, and it's fine. But a little bit later, maybe in the next year or the following year when you study mathematics, these rules that you are sort of learning now for simple things, when you apply it in complex ways, then you will know exactly how it works, and that will be very useful later on. So that is the sort of power of algebra. Right now you might say it's just too much work to do something as simple as finding out this answer. But when you do it right, you understand why it works the way it works, then it will be very useful in the coming years.